Okay, what's up, guys? Make sure we're good here with the live stream. Computer's been very slow today. As you can see, yeah, but I think we're good. If you can hear me, we're good. I'm having a bad morning. I don't know about you guys, but having a bad day. It might have something to do with, you know, all these reds. For men, it's like we're on our rag when CoinMarketCap is in the red. The Red Sea. This is the Red Sea for us traders. And I don't know if that's a thing yet, the Red Sea, but that's definitely what we should call this when it's all red like this. But we are going to do a video where we go into cryptocurrency lingo and the language that is used. But for this video, we're just going to talk about some news, go over why Bitcoin might have lost 30% of its value, and some of these altcoins have lost about 40% of their value, and reasons that might be, and then a bit of other things that are going on in the crypto space, and some news. We're also going to look at some market analysis to see where Bitcoin might be going. But so I was on here earlier, and there was one coin in the green, Agoros token, Agoras, and Sentiment. So I needed to free up some funds to buy some tokens cheaper, and I sold a bit of Sentiment because it's one of the ones in the green today. But Agoros, I've never heard of that. So I opened up Agoros. To look into it a little bit and see what it is. Who knows, maybe it's just new, not a lot of people trade, because a lot of times when you see the whole crypto market cap in the red, it has a lot to do with the fact that bots are trading on the markets. There's something like 30 to 40% of all trading is done by bots. So when they sell, I guess when they sell out of one token, they sell out of all the tokens, or I don't know how it works. I don't program bots, but I just know that it has something to do with that a lot of times. And we actually have a few other reasons that, you know, some experts are saying why the markets might be down today. It's part of a natural cycle. It's healthy to see the markets down, but there's a lot of other factors that are playing in here. I'm not using Brave browser today, so that's probably why it's taking longer as well. Brave browser is 2 to 4 times faster, and I definitely notice it. But let's just look at Agoros real quick. If we can, if it'll let us. Here we go. It's $3, just over $3. It's up 75%. So it was down here pretty cheap, you know, 80 cents, 70 cents. You could have bought it a few days ago, or at least a couple weeks ago. And if you want to get Agoros for times like this, it's a good hedge if it's up when others are down. Maybe because it's not on a lot of markets and bots aren't trading in and out of it, but it's probably just got released on Bitconnect not long ago, so that's where you can go to find it. And maybe they have some news that's helping them stay in the green today. So they're even talking about it on the Reddit. What is up with this coin? Rocket versus major Bitcoin crash. So this is the only rocket in all of the markets. So you can look into that a little bit if you're interested. Going into some Bitcoin news. I'm going to start with the bad news first, and then get into the good news to finish off the video, this live stream. And it's too bad that it's, you know, slow like this. I did just add a lot of extensions to Firefox here. Useful extensions, so that might have something to do with it. Maybe if I disable a couple of these, it might help, but not much I can do right now. So I guess we'll just start with the articles that are that we can view. So Bitcoin plunges 20%. Is the rally over? This article mainly I have open because it shows some reasons. So as you can see, cryptocurrency prices are down across the board. There are several potential catalysts propelling that downward trend. Just to name a few. Demand from key cryptocurrency markets, South Korea and Japan, has fallen significantly. The recent advent of futures trading may be putting pressure on Bitcoin's price. In fact, CME futures triggered the 20% downward limit on Friday morning. Yeah, we knew this was coming, and it doesn't happen when we expect it. And usually after a lot of buy-ins, a lot of buys, and the price skyrocketing, this is natural for it to have a crash afterwards. Charlie Munger, vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, made negative comments about Bitcoin. Coinbase transaction times have gotten much longer in recent days. The exchange is warning customers that wire deposits and withdrawals may be delayed by up to 5 business days, although there are several reports of customers waiting much longer. And finally, keep in mind that even after this dip, Bitcoin is roughly 1,300% up this year. So we're still in the greens for overall this year. Profit taking could be a major factor. Bitcoin lost a third of its value in 24 hours. Has the Bitcoin fever broken?
Beware. Be careful, Richard. Don't get into this unless you know what you get into.
Too late. As this report makes clear, we've already been out. You need to understand Bitcoin. We
Just checking because I've done whole videos with something playing in the background, and just making sure that's not happening. So Bitcoin lost a third of its value. Here's some more reasons, I'm pretty sure. So meanwhile, the US markets regulator halted trading in red hot Bitcoin stock. We mentioned that I think 2 days ago. The crypto company. So it went up 2,700% in I think a month. So the SEC, Securities Exchange Commission, halted trading to look into it for price manipulation and things like that. Earlier this week, a South Korea-based virtual currency exchange was forced to close its doors. So this was Ubit. We mentioned that as well, after falling victim to 2 attacks by hackers in the space a few months ago. And, you know, they're talking about North Korea, you know, having their eyes on our Bitcoins, trying to steal them. So that could be crazy, creating more FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. The incidents have raised questions about the reliability of cryptocurrency markets, which aren't regulated by governments and central banks. A lot of people, too, that don't really know about the technology and just listen to the news, they've all been telling me crypto it's about to crash. You got to sell. It's about to crash. But this is also something people say that don't hold it just to make themselves feel better. But some argue Bitcoin is just taking a breather, a big one after a ferocious 2017. And yes, we were expecting this. It needed to happen. Usually Bitcoin will go up and then fall down, you know, lose 30% of its value. This is normal. But it's just a matter of when. And I guess now is the time when we were least expecting it, which is usually how it works. A correction like we are witnessing today is hardly surprising. Amid the turbulence Friday, one of the most popular cryptocurrencies exchanges, Coinbase, said buys and sells might be temporarily offline due to high traffic. So what we'll do here is we'll go into the market analysis and just see what's going on. So one person's perspective is this, you know, long, short, long, where people are, you know, betting on it going up and then betting on it going down. And the bots do this as well, right? So they do it probably over short periods and then over long periods as well. So there has to be, you know, these longs and then shorts, longs and shorts. And you always see that. So they're showing that at this critical date, 22nd, it should be the bottom and then it'll go back up. So ride up, hit trend, sell, ride down, buy in again. You can profit off of this. Ignore bump prediction and wait for the critical date. Bitcoin isn't doing too good, so I wouldn't buy till it starts heading up tomorrow. Turns out it's actually following my trend. Try to take long position after first bullish impulse. If you think this analysis can be useful, leave a comment. This is just an idea and an analysis. It's very hard to predict, but that's why we're looking at a few predictions just to see some options that could happen. Here we have market pullback and where to next. There has been a huge inflow of money into the space, and many of this money has not cleared yet, as evident by Coinbase. The previous extension from wave I doubled. The previous corrections have bought up quickly, forming V patterns. Why bet against the prevailing trend pattern? There is just way too much pessimism abound. On Twitter, news channels, etc., bubbles happen when everybody's optimistic, not pessimistic. John McAfee posted he would eat his shit if this lasted longer than 4 days. It won't, basically. And then we have this one that's showing Christmas tree. Is Bitcoin making a Christmas tree for us? Will it go all the way back down to 6,000? Probably not. It'll probably stop around 1,000. That's probably the bottom. We're seeing a lot of people predict is around 1,000 if we do reach that full bottom. It could be lower, but I doubt it. So Merry Christmas. And then Binance has launched a few new coins, and the link's in the description if you want to sign up with Binance. It's a very good exchange. They have lots of good tokens. So they list Neblio and they also listed Aeon. They listed Elf. Before that, Simple Token, which I'm gonna get in on myself. Gifto, which is for people giving gifts to their live streamers, like this live stream right now. You could send us digital gifts that we could then turn into Gifto tokens and then sell. So Gifto just had its ICO on actually Binance Launchpad, which is basically an incubator for ideas, and they help you launch it on there with their networking. So they list 2 tokens, and they're also having this thing where they're wishing you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and giving away a Porsche. So Binance is a cool exchange. They do lots of cool stuff. If you hold Binance coin, you get 50% off of your fees when you pay with Binance coin. So celebrate Christmas. We've prepared a Porsche Panamera Smart 4 and 8 iPhone X's to give away to our traders worldwide. We will rank traders from 1 to 10 in terms of the total TBN volume traded on their account. So Binance token, something to do with Binance token. I don't think that is Binance token, but TBN. It might be Binance token. I just thought Binance was BNB. Who knows? But yeah, that's a cool opportunity. So holding Binance token will help you win that Porsche or some iPhones. Tokenpay here is having their ICO. It's a very cool ICO. I'm not going to get into it a lot, but I did get right into it last night, as well as sending them an email. But we'll do a video specifically for Tokenpay. It's a pretty cool ICO if you want to look into it. The link's in the description down below. I'm just trying to show some of these things quick so I can close the tabs, and hopefully it'll help speed up this browser a bit. So here on Reddit, there's another story that I haven't really mentioned yet, and it's that EtherDelta got hacked. So their DNS server has been compromised. Do not log into EtherDelta. So instructions for safe removal of funds inside. So go on Reddit if you use EtherDelta and you're concerned about this. Also on Reddit, there are some opportunities to make money still with this huge crash. So someone's saying, I actually made some decent money today by buying Litecoin on Binance, transferring to Coinbase, and selling for US dollars. Was $40 to $60 difference at points. Still profit to be made doing this, but I'm done trading for the day. Don't feel like waiting for transfers. So if you feel anxious and you want to try to make some money, you can do the whole espionage, not espionage, arbitrage, whatever they call that, where you buy from one exchange and sell it on another for more money. Bitcoin price dips are like waterboarding. Noobs hear about it and they're like, oh geez, I can't handle that. I can handle that. It sounds easy. Then when it's actually happening, they're like, oh God, please make it stop. Yes, holding is torture, accept your new life. Even $98 billion Goldman Sachs cannot resist. Bloomberg reports Goldman Sachs is preparing to launch a cryptocurrency and Bitcoin trading desk. In response to client interest in digital currencies, we are exploring how to best serve them, said Goldman spokesperson. So this is happening a lot. There's a lot of people getting into blockchain companies. We have a story today about Walmart getting into blockchain. So there's definitely not, no hope in the future for cryptos. This is a short dip, and people that are just getting in need to understand this, that there's nothing to worry about, and you don't need to sell. And here's that article here. IBM and Walmart launched blockchain-based food safety alliance for China. 1 year ago, Bitcoin magazine reported that Walmart was testing the use of distributed ledger technology for supply chain management in the food industry, with the goal of tracking and tracing pork in China and produce it in the U.S. 2 high volumes product categories within the world's largest markets. Talking about mangoes here in the U.S. But basically, they're going to, track their food on the blockchain to see where it came from, how old it is, and it's actually a very good use case for blockchain. So, there's still lots of people getting into blockchain, and it looks very healthy still. There is some FUD, some fear and uncertainty and doubt, but overall, we're going to bounce back. So there's $1 million bet on Bitcoin in December 2018. Is it speculation or mania? Basically, someone bet, right here you can see it, that Bitcoin was going to be $50,000 by next year in December. So what such a bet means is that if next year the price is less than $50,000, the options will be worthless and the owner will lose the full $1 million investment. However, if Bitcoin's price exceeds $50,000 by next year, the owner of the options will have the right to buy 275 Bitcoins for $50,000 a coin, for a total transaction of about $13.8 million. Basically, this person bet, showing that there's high expectations for Bitcoin still, and they wouldn't have made this bet if they didn't think it would be at least $50,000. And so this is Ledger X that is giving this data. They do derivatives trading. Without a doubt, there are institutions out there that are looking at these types of trades or have done these types of trades. It's not an individual, let's put it that way. It's all they know about the person that did this trade. Derivatives markets are generally favorable for the underlying securities because they provide the opportunity for more sophisticated institutional investors to enter the market. Okay, our last couple pages don't want to load, so I'm going to pause this live stream real quick and try to refresh the browser. We'll be back in 2 minutes. There you go. So just wanted to show this real quick. Crypto traders and holders have spoken. The 7 biggest mistakes of crypto investing. Number 1, indecisive to buy. Number 2, buying a small amount. Number 3, selling it for a small profit. Number 4, selling it when it's crashed hard. Number 5, buying random coins and tokens without doing proper research. Number 6, trading on margin. And number 7, being impatient. I'd say my biggest mistakes where I've lost the most amount of money in the first year or 2 of trading would be the mostly these. So definitely I agree. IRS eyeing Bitcoin users for tax evasion. Since Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are a relatively new addition to the global consciousness, many government agencies that are tasked with taxation have a hard time keeping up with the rapidly expanding market. You hear stories all the time about people becoming millionaires overnight from a well-timed Bitcoin investment, but you rarely ever hear about the taxes they pay on those earnings. And this is why we're seeing, anti-money laundering laws and know your customers laws for this reason. It's not really, you might hear of terrorist activity people are using Bitcoin for, and a lot of that is just to push for more taxation and more tracking of Bitcoin for tax purposes, in my opinion. Officially, cryptocurrency is treated like property for tax reasons and falls under the capital gains tax codes, which is about 25% of your investment. And I was mentioning yesterday that I need to stop, well, I basically have stopped putting money into cryptocurrency, and how I'm going to, try to get around this capital gains tax is accept Bitcoin for business purposes. So create some sort of product where you can, or service where you can accept Bitcoin. And we did part 1 to our how to accept Bitcoin on your website and for your business series, and we're going to do part number 2 that will have a lot more tools you can use to accept Bitcoin, make it easy for you. Also, another way I see is mining. You can mine cryptocurrency instead of putting your capital into it as an investment, and just mine it. Then you should have no capital gains taxes. This would require people who make significant gains in a single year off of Bitcoin or other altcoins to declare it on their tax forms. However, the IRS reported this year that only 802 people have claimed capital gains from Bitcoin in their taxes. Most people are under the impression that since Bitcoin runs on a blockchain that allows you to be completely anonymous and out of the gaze of the government. This is unfortunately only half truth. Since the blockchain has built a distributed ledger that logs every transaction, there are ways to trace funds and form a paper trail. The government has recently partnered with Chain Analysis, a company that specializes in analyzing the blockchain to expose criminal activity online being conducted with Bitcoin. So what is it? Is it for taxes or to expose criminal activity? They're using the criminal activity to make it seem urgent and important for them to take away rights and add more laws so that they can trace Bitcoin and tax it. And there are companies that are creating services on the blockchain where automatically all your trades are logged so that you don't need an accountant. It's basically your own accountant on the blockchain. And Coin Analysis might do something similar. It was inevitable that Bitcoin would one day shift from its underground position into the mainstream, and when that happens, the government will be taking a great interest in the potential for taxation that Bitcoin wealth has. That's why it's more important than ever, if you are a serious investor in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, that you make every effort to declare your earnings so as to migrate any legal action that may be taken against you, which technically, if you avoid paying taxes, that's money laundering. Or if you try to, hide it with Monero, that's money laundering, and that's against the law. And technically, you could go to jail to it, and they could seize or confiscate the rest of your cryptocurrency if you do that. So it's kind of worth paying taxes. For me, I have to pay over $10,000 in capital gains taxes for this year, and I'm not happy about it, but I think it would be in my best interest to pay it. Actually, now that crypto's doing, not doing so good, maybe I don't have to claim as much earnings. The IRS is starting to take the evasion of taxes on cryptocurrency seriously, given that the market has become a force to be reckoned with in 2017. It's worth billions of dollars, so they're losing billions of dollars in taxes. And since the huge spike in price, it's become more important for them to get that money because it's valued at more The scrutiny will only intensify as more people make money in the markets and they continue to misreport it. For sure. So you're going to do yourself and cryptocurrency and Bitcoin a favor if you do claim your taxes. Another thing you can do is spend money on, or invest more money. Spend money on your business so that, you know, you're getting, you know, those taxes off of the taxes you'd pay. So claiming more expenses, basically. And that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend a couple $1,000s on, you know, some business things. And we'll go from there and see what happens. I'll let you guys know. So that's about all for today. Not a whole lot left. We have this page demo.co crypto portfolio where you can track all of your crypto investments and see your gains and things like that. Me, I have probably almost 10 different accounts with cryptocurrencies in them, and it'd be nice to see my full portfolio in real time. So I think they are working on an ICO, so you can sign up to get early access. Not sure about the ICO, but I know that they're working on the technology and there's no access to it right now. So if you want to help them build a better crypto investing experience, sign up to beta test their app, which I might do myself. And then we missed this because it wasn't loading. Another trading view analysis talking about the bearish golden cross that could happen. I don't know much about that, but it would be the first cross since Bitcoin was trading at 7,000. And then here we have the support line around just under 18,000. And, you know, they're saying wait for the support to break. And then another, I guess, support line, the top support up here, or resistance line, would be around $19,200. So that's about all for today. I'm going to log out and probably do another video in a little bit. We'll see you later.